During the process of naming the 4th Hokage, there were several names who were considered. Most notably was Minato Namikaze and Orochimaru of the legendary Sannin, who were considered for the position. As we all know, Minato became the 4th Hokage, where for an entire year he watched over the Hidden Leaf Village. However, what if this never happened? What if instead of Minato, Fugaku Uchiha became the next Hokage? How would the Naruto story change? Would it be for better or would it be for worse? In order for Fugaku to become the 4th Hokage, we have to go back to the period in time when the selection process for the 4th Hokage was underway. We know from the first Itachi novel, Daylight, that Fugaku was regarded by the higher-ups as being a Kage-level fighter, being acknowledged by someone like Danzo as being a generational genius, a fact that even the 3rd Hokage didn't refute when Danzo brought this up. Fugaku's name was also feared by other nations, largely due to his genjutsu skill. According to the 2 Itachi novels, Fugaku was withheld from consideration, largely due to his lineage as an Uchiha. In retaliation for this, Fugaku became the only head of a clan to not issue a statement of support when Minato became Hokage. While he did attend the ceremony, he didn't publicly throw support behind Minato like the other clans did. In this scenario, when the consideration for Hokage was being made, Sarutobi would make a shocking decision. He would throw his support behind Fugaku Uchiha as Hokage, stating that for far too long, the Hidden Leaf Village had ignored the Uchiha clan, despite them being one of the co-founding clans of the Hidden Leaf Village. Danzo would immediately object. Sarutobi would linger for a moment, thinking about Jiraiya as Hokage, but knowing that his pupil would never take the position, he would seek to do the right thing by making Fugaku the next Hokage. Fugaku would work the next year, leading the village through the transition period after the Third Great Ninja War, while also building up trust with the villagers. I believe that Sarutobi would stay on as his advisor. However, not everything would be peaceful. A major change would loom on the horizon. Obito Uchiha would likely still attack the Hidden Leaf Village on the anniversary of Ren's death, just as he did originally. Obito would kill the Anbu who were stationed outside the location where Kushina was to give birth. Given the extreme possibility that the QB seal would be broken during childbirth, I could see Fugaku being there in the room, since originally he believed that his Mangekyo was strong enough to control the QB. This would lead to the 3rd Hokage staying behind in the village, ready to protect it in case anything happened. Obito would appear in the room moments after Kushina gave birth. Both men would draw their kunai, but Fugaku would quickly tell Minato to focus on redoing the seal on Kushina so as to prevent the QB from escaping, since the seal would be coming undone, just like it did when Minato stared down Obito, who held baby Naruto at kunai knife point. Fugaku would charge Obito, clashing kunai with him before knocking him outside of the room they were in. Meanwhile, after redoing the seal on Kushina, Minato would teleport Kushina, Naruto, and Sasuke's mom to the 3rd Hokage's location, and immediately teleport back to the battlefield. Upon activating his lone Sharingan, Obito will remain silent as either Fugaku or Minato asked if he was Madara Uchiha. Though neither of them had worked together in the past, Minato and Fugaku would lead the assault against Obito. The two would quickly realize that physical attacks don't work on Obito, but they would also realize he has to make himself tangible when he attacks. I believe it will be here that Fugaku would tell Minato to stand back as he displayed the hidden power known only to the Uchiha clan. Fugaku's Sharingan pattern would transform into the Mangekyo Sharingan. It would be here he would attempt to place Obito under an intense genjutsu. A battle of genjutsu would ensue. While all of this went on, Minato would take the precious moments needed to enter into Sage mode. The moment that the genjutsu battle ended in a stalemate, Minato would throw his Flying Thunder God kunai all around the battlefield. It would be at that moment that Minato would teleport to the closest kunai and attack Obito. In the brief moment after Obito is run into the ground by the attack, Minato would subtly place the Flying Thunder God seal on Obito's body. As Obito climbed to his feet, he would quickly realize that he was outmatched and decide to teleport away to safety. However, Minato would teleport himself and Fugaku to wherever Obito retreated to. It will be here that Minato will use one of the many seals that Kushina taught him to restrict the power of the Sharingan, which we do know exists, since during the time that Sasuke was in prison after the war, his chakra was held in check by these various seals that were slapped over his body. After teleporting Obito back to the village and throwing him in a jail cell, Minato and Fugaku would remove his mask. Minato would back away in shock at the sight of his long-lost student, whom he believed died over a year ago. Obito would say nothing, at least not until Kakashi was brought in to visit him, where he would shout at Kakashi for killing Rin. Tears would well up in his eyes as he reminded Kakashi that he was to protect her, and instead, he only allowed her to die. Obito would stare deeply into the eyes of Minato, telling him that one day he would rule this world, creating a world where winners and losers don't exist. Fugaku would be torn, but the idea of killing one of his clan members would leave him conflicted. I believe that Fugaku would work to break Obito via genjutsu, but he would be unable to do so. Instead, Obito would be kept on high guard for the immediate future. This would mean that ultimately, Naruto would grow up with both of his parents and never know what it's like to be a Jinchuriki. Sasuke would also grow up with both of his parents. Itachi wouldn't be courted by Danzo, since recruiting the child of the Hokage to the Anbu would be even more difficult, and given the fact that Danzo would no longer be in power, this would be impossible. With Fugaku as Hokage, there would be no Uchiha Massacre. In the days and months afterwards, Fugaku would immediately disband the Foundation once he learned of the secret group within the Anbu and place each of the members under careful watch. Danzo would be irate, but there would be nothing he could do. All of his contingency plans, set up years before the massacre was to happen, would go to waste. Danzo would have an even harder time moving in the shadows to undermine the Hokage position because the Uchiha would likely be watching him. This would mean that several important things in the Naruto story would come to a change. Young children like Sai would likely be enrolled in the academy. Where a major change occurs would be over in the Hidden Mist village. Obito being locked up means that the Mizukage, a perfect Jinchuriki, would never be placed on the genjutsu by Obito. Blood Mist village would only be known as the Hidden Mist village. This would mean that Zabuza would never slaughter the class of Genin, but he would likely be enrolled in the academy. Kisame would never kill his teammates, instead remaining one of the fierce warriors of the Hidden Mist village. The attempt to kidnap Hinata would never happen. Naruto wouldn't act out for attention because he would have both of his parents there. Naruto would likely still enter the academy much as the same way that Boruto did. He would be more skilled than a lot of his peers. I could see Sasuke being pushed to train even harder. Being the son of the Hokage would make Sasuke likely pass the academy graduation a lot sooner. However, I could see Sasuke graduating at the same time as Naruto, thus putting the two of them in the graduation class ahead of the other members of the Konoha 12. I would find it very possible that Naruto's scores wouldn't be the absolute lowest of his class, if not for the fact that both of his parents being alive would mean that he would be forced to study a lot more than he did originally. This would mean that Naruto and Sasuke wouldn't be on the same team. However, given the personalities, I could see the two forming a rivalry nonetheless. This is where Orochimaru needs to be brought up. Originally, in chapter 116 of the manga, it was stated that Orochimaru left the village shortly after Minato became Hokage. However, this was later retconned later on in the series. Both in the 4th data book and in chapter 584 of the manga, where Kabuto and Orochimaru leave Danzo's root organization 7 years after Naruto's birth. No root means that Orochimaru wouldn't be under the deploy of Danzo, though it's possible that the two of them still scheme together under the intense scrutiny of the Uchiha and the Anbu, since the first Itachi novel implies that Orochimaru wasn't trusted by the Uchiha clan. No Orochimaru means that Kabuto would still grow up in the orphanage, and his adopted mother would never be forced to become a spy working for Danzo again. This is where Nagato needs to get brought up. Before Obito attacked the Hidden Leaf Village, he had already manipulated Nagato into joining him, since his recruitment was done a little over a year before the Nine Tails attack. The Kyuubi would be inside of Kushina, who would need to be extracted at some point, which would lead to an opportunity to free Obito. Zetsu was one of the ones who approached Nagato, so it's possible that Zetsu takes on a more vocal role, taking the place of Obito, since Zetsu had already worked so hard to set the stage for Kaguya's revival, Naruto, a pawn like Obito could easily be replaced. The Akatsuki would be formed, but it wouldn't be the same team that we know originally. It's very possible that Orochimaru does join the organization, if only to get protection to do his research and amass resources before betraying the group by leaving them. Instead, I believe that the Akatsuki would have new members in place. I'm going to assume that Juzo, the first teammate of Itachi, still joins, since he did appear in the original Naruto manga, where he debuted in chapter 668. A major change would unfold when it comes to the Land of Waves arc. It wouldn't happen as we know it. Gato wouldn't be able to hire Zabuza and Haku. It's very possible that Tazuna still lies about his reasoning for needing Konoha's services, but I could very well see the team that's assigned to him being taken back to the village where Fugaku will work out a payment plan. A team of Chunin or Jonin would be dispatched, likely Itachi's team, and Gato's crew would be easily demolished. Sasuke would likely be promoted to the rank of Chunin when he takes the Chunin exams either 6 months to a year before the original exams take place. A strong argument can be made that Naruto might bulldoze his way through the fights, but still not achieve the rank of Chunin during the next 6 months to a year. I could see Naruto, who would likely already know some of the Uzumaki sealing ninjutsu, have his training taken a step further. Minato would likely toy with the idea of teaching Naruto the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. Jiraiya would also likely begin training Naruto to learn Sage Mode. Seeing his rival Sasuke lead teams on missions as a Chunin would be more than enough incentive for Naruto to learn the jutsu, though he might not learn it as fast as he did originally after Jiraiya died, since he wouldn't have the same motivation. If Naruto were to take the Chunin exams a full year later, as I believe he would, then a lot changes. I don't see any way in hell that the invasion of the Hidden Leaf Village by the Hidden Sound Village and the Hidden Sand Village would ever occur. It would be suicidal to attack Konoha when they have the following ninja, and I want you to think very closely about the ninja in their ranks. They have the entire Uchiha clan. They have Fugaku as Hokage. Minato, a guy who killed 1,000 ninja faster than Hinata could say Naruto-kun. And they have the Hyuga clan, and they have the third Hokage, who at the time when the invasion took place was stated to be the strongest of all of the 5 Kage. Instead, Orochimaru would use the Chunin exams as a way to scout out his next vessel. Now, going back to the Chunin exams themselves, this is where things get really interesting really fast. Neji wouldn't be filled with hatred towards Hinata, meaning that he wouldn't beat her within an inch of her life if they were to fight, that is. Whoever fought Naruto, with the exception of Gar, would stand no chance. Naruto would have too many jutsu to use, including the Flying Thunder God Jutsu, and perhaps even Shadow Clones if he gets taught the jutsu during this time period. If Naruto still fights Neji, he has a lot of options. Flying Thunder God would allow him to avoid Neji's strikes when he uses the Gentle Fist, and eventually Naruto might be able to observe Neji's blind spot. However, if Neji manages to shut down his chakra points, then the fight would essentially be over. I'm going to include Naruto using Sage Mode during the Chunin exams, which means that things can get really crazy really quickly. If the fight hadn't already ended, I could see Naruto using a clone to gather nature energies. I'm going to assume that Naruto would display enough of the intangibles and enough of the power required to be made into a Chunin. And that's where we're going to bring the end of part 1 of What If Fugaku Became the 4th Hokage. So as you guys can see so far, as things are going, Konoha is a lot more powerful, Naruto and Sasuke are a lot more skilled, Naruto happens to know the Flying Thunder God as well as Sage Mode in the scenario, and Sasuke has not left the Hidden Leaf Village, and the Akatsuki is not as formidable as it would have been in the original timeline. So let me know what you guys think about this part of the What If so far. And just as a reminder, if you guys want to see What If Naruto Learned the 8 Inner Gates, head over to the What If Naruto Learned the Flying Thunder God Jutsu video and smash the like button on that, because if we can get to 3,000 likes on that video, I'll have that video up next Monday as well. And as one final reminder, I am going to have the chapter review for Boruto up tomorrow, but it'll be in the afternoon. A lot of you guys don't know this, but I have a regular a day job, so I'm not getting home until around 5:30 or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So just a quick reminder, the review will be up tomorrow night, which is why I thank each and every one of you guys for being patient and checking out the videos in the afternoons when I'm able to post them. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.